CFC Fan TV. I hope you've all had a great start to the weekend. Isn't this an interesting international break? It's not even a transfer window, and there are already some rumours flying around about our goalkeeper. We'll get on to Antonio Conte in a bit. I definitely want to speak about our striker situation. But yeah, this one is another thing. I've heard reports in the Metro, etc., that Courtois has turned down a new contract extension with Chelsea FC and is looking to force a move to Real Madrid. I know those rumours have been around for a while. I think the main thing with this is, similar to Diego, I think they both like the idea of living in Spain. I don't think they're too big of fans of England. I think they want to live in a nice hot country and enjoy that sort of lifestyle. But in terms of him leaving, I just don't really see it happening, if I'm being honest. I think the club will definitely come to some agreement. I think if they have to break the bank to keep Courtois at the club for as long as possible, I think they will do. His current contract ends in 2019. I think he's on around about 120k a week at the moment, but apparently sources claim that could double to nearly £300,000 a week. I don't think he'll get that much, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was a huge increase in his salary. If he keeps turning down contracts, or if they can't come to some sort of agreement, because who have we really got? I know our second choice keeper made an appearance against Forest, but there really isn't, we don't really have any other options. And I think when we actually signed Courtois, we already had, a world-class goalkeeper at the time, we thought. Petr Cech's been at the club for years, and for us to, think about moving him on and getting Courtois in, that meant that we saw him being our long-term goalkeeper ahead of him. So even more so, we want to keep him at the club. So I really don't see him moving to Real Madrid unless it ever became a situation, a bit like Diego, I suppose, where they're really unhappy, they just don't want to be here anymore. I mean, obviously that was misled in the whole cost situation, or things weren't, things seemed like he didn't want to be with us one summer, the next he was saying he wanted to come and play and the manager didn't want him. So I don't think we've got that situation here. Yet anyway, but I think it would have to get to that situation for him to leave the club, and I think it's more than likely going to be easily resolved. So yeah, that's just a rumour at the moment. I've seen some reports, I'm hoping that they're rubbish, because we need him, don't we? I've not always been a fan of Courtois. I think he's definitely not one to take penalties, as we learned at Wembley this year. But yeah, he's definitely our first choice, and he made some brilliant saves in the Man City game, I have to mention, although we were terrible. I think that was mainly due to our midfield though. So, we definitely need to do everything we can to keep him, because there isn't any other option at the moment. But yeah, comment below. If you think there is, then yeah, let me know, because I haven't. I mean, to be fair, I don't really study, other goalkeepers outside of Chelsea. I'm very happy with ours. I think it's different when you're looking at, midfielders and strikers, because you sort of know who's the hot topic at the time. But with a goalkeeper, you end up keeping that, well, especially at Chelsea, we do keep ours for, a long amount of time. We don't switch and change every other summer. So yeah, that's the Courtois situation. So comment below, do you think he's going to go to Real Madrid, or do you think he's happy at Chelsea? I personally think he's going to stay. It's just a matter of negotiating a good deal for him. On to Antonio Conte then. Striker situations. We still don't know. Morata posted an Instagram injury update. I think he's doing everything he can to sort of get back in time for the Palace game, but I really don't think it's going to happen. And it's important that we don't rush him back. I know Rory wants to see him play in the Palace game, but it's just, I don't want to get ourselves into a situation again where we have our best player, well, he is one of our best players, he's our goal scorer, isn't he, out for long amounts of time. It's never good. I mean, even without Eden Hazard, we look like a different team. So it's just, I want, our full squad back fully fit, and if that means keeping him out for 2 weeks rather than rushing him back and then him getting an even worse injury for the next 2 months, then I think that's what we should do. I think the whole point, even when Morata went off, is that he went off and he said publicly that it was to stop it becoming worse. So why on earth would we go and do exactly the same thing and bring him back when he's just not ready? Anyway, Antonio Conte is apparently angry with the board still, saying that, well, in particular this time, not because of our lack of signings in the summer, but one in particular, he isn't happy that we only went in for around a bid of 5 million for Llorente. I agree, it is too low, but I also think this is a matter of opinion. I think this is personal preference. I think Conte favours Llorente, obviously over Batshuayi. Why, I don't know. And I think one of the club's main issues is that they're worried about Llorente's, if they were to sign him, they were worried about Llorente's resale value. And I completely agree. I think when we were going to sign Llorente, although he was fantastic for Swansea in the previous season, is he Chelsea FC material? I don't know. I don't know. He's not made much of an impact at Tottenham so far, and if anything, I mean, Mitchy's scoring Champions League goals, late, like, you know, 94th minute winner goals. So I don't understand what more the kid has to do to get in the team, or for Antonio Conte to favour him. So I think this is personal preference. I think Conte needs to let it go now. I know Llorente signed for Tottenham for around, what is it, 11.5 million, something like that, 11, 12 million, but I'm sort of going to side with the board here. I disagree with them in the fact that we are 100% needed. You know, we need more depth up front. We need more players. We need reinforcements. We need replacements. We need second choice players. I would actually love us to have two, you know, first choice strikers. That would be brilliant, you know, and then we wouldn't be having this situation. But in terms of the Llorente situation, I think the board probably made a wise decision. Is he going to be at the club long term? No, and I think it would have just been a last minute, last ditch, you know, transfer to try and get somebody in, and we didn't need to do that. So I think it's slightly different when you're dealing with midfielders, because you always need loads of options. So if you're going to get somebody, I mean, for instance, Costa, we didn't really, I mean, he's playing on the wing, but we didn't really know much about him, and that seemed like a very last minute signing, but he's seemed quite promising since then, and I feel like, you know, we can use him, as well as with your striker. The last thing we want to do, because we've got it we've got it wrong in the past, haven't we? Even with Torres, although we'll never forget the Barcelona evening, you know, that overall wasn't the best signing we've ever made. So I think when we come to signing strikers in the future, these need to be thought through. And 100%, if Conte thinks that, you know, he could work well with a player, then I'm more than happy to get on board with that. But I don't think Llorente was the dream signing, and I think we'd end up with another situation where in a year or two we've got to sell him. I don't think we'd get as much money back. But, you know, that's just my opinion. Comment below if you disagree with me, but I think it's time for Conte to sort of drop that one now, and then let's just make sure that in January and August that we do end up trying to find somebody. Comment below, guys, who would you like to see us sign striker-wise? Because I like Batshuayi. Conte obviously doesn't favour him for whatever reason, so comment below and let me know who you would like us to sign that you think would be a decent forward for us. And yeah, hopefully, you know, I've got some more positive news to talk about. It's just a lot of moaning, isn't it? And it's sort of to be expected, because we were on a roll with Morata, and it's been a huge setback, and it's been a big, you know, kick in the stomach. But I think once he's back and injury free, all this is going to be forgotten. The only thing I do worry about slightly is Conte's relationship with the board. I really hope that we do, you know, sign some reinforcements in January, in the summer, but people that are going to, like, you know, players that are going to be at the club long term, and not just last minute, oh, they seem all right, we'll sign them. You know, I want more Moratas, I want more players like Drogba. You know, if we could find one of those, that would be brilliant. So, I mean, Morata obviously could have that sort of title, but we don't know yet. He's only been at the club a few months, so let's see how that goes. But yeah, comment below, who would you like to see us sign in January? Who would you like to see us sign in the future? Striker. That's the question to you, because I would love to know your opinions, and I will speak to you all tomorrow for my Sunday review. I'm going to be doing a live in the evening, so look out for that. And yeah, enjoy your Saturday evening, guys.